serving them, cause it's somebody out there that never even heard of him. Or the songs I be murdering, now it's a whole herd of men that following this footstep. I did it all to get a rep and it worked out. Now my sisters kirk out when they hear me on the radio. Here we go with the steady flow. I'm the best since sliced bread, but you already know how it goes when me and Tay be composing over instrumentals, ninth holding. We not hot niggas scolding. I told men, but it's only now you wanna listen. So get close, please pay attention. Here's a few things I like to mention. The B, the I, the G, the P, the O, the H, there is none greater. The L, the B, the J, the L is here forever. Money, so see me later. Stashed away plenty sheets of paper. The shit is perfected and we hit the majors. See, I said you niggas couldn't cage us. The mere feeble attempts was outrageous. It ain't a party till we hit the stages. Rapper Pooh signing off, see you in the funny papers. Ha! You can bet your life on it. You gon' see me, man. Come on.
Rockin' you don't, freaking you don't. To the beating you don't, shoot licking you don't. Think I will, but I won't stop. You think I will, but I won't stop. Rockin' you don't, freaking you don't. To the beating you don't, you licking you don't. Big Cool when he don't stop. And Ninth Wonder he don't stop. Even though most of our albums are poorly promoted. And all the magazines probably won't even quote it. J-League never running or folding. We got tight to steal y'all spotlight and y'all won't even know it. One time for Big Cool cause he quit eating steak. And 2 times for Ninth Wonder cause he setting it straight. And 3 times to that hoe from the 814 that moved in, got kicked out and caught on tape. Just a little bit of time is all that we granted on this planet for us to get our little bit of shine. So if y'all wanna get a line, then talk to Big Doe. Cause ain't shit free but the spirit of my rhymes. I hear it all the time, LB ain't on the same shit. So innovative, y'all the next best thing since whatever. I just laugh with it, cause today's fan is tomorrow's rap critic. One day they giving you the thumbs up, the next they telling Knife to go and switch his drums up. The best is what they expect, but why they won't let the music just be what it is anybody's guess. So if y'all feeling this, y'all ain't gotta analyze it. This shit is dope and we ain't changing up. Making money and our parents ain't ashamed of us. And when I think about that, I can't complain as much. So let it rock. Raleigh got her, Durham got her, Chapel Hill got her.
I can't complain. What's good? It's I go by Osiris. The channel is Middle Maga. The show, you know, people were asking me what Spice was. And this Morning Spice, man, the show started out as kind of family friendly. Then it took a turn somewhere. Like last episode I showed there were some naked French topless protesters that we had a short segment to talk about to show our support. So the show's gotten spicy, kind of like our country. We've gotten a little bit spicier and spicier by the day, and to the point where you want to put a former president and the number one contender for president, the number one in the contest for Republican, Democrat, any party, you want to put him in handcuffs and lock him up forever. So I guess the show is just evolving with the times. What's good? Broken traditions. I haven't hollered at LaRon in a minute. YouTube royalty, thank you for stopping by, bro. Appreciate you. Love the set and stuff, man. Check out Broken Traditions. It doesn't even need to be said, but just in case you don't know, click on his name. Man, just the vibe. It's like the vibe that I'm getting. Broken Traditions is doing like culture stuff, kind of the stuff we used to do back in school, back in '96. Friends back in Ann Arbor, Michigan, '96 through '01-ish. Just have, you know, shoot the breeze, man. Just talk, real talk, authentic talk. That's what I try to do here. Yeah, it's good to be back, man. I'm trying to get a rhythm. It's not going to be every evening, that's for sure. The show's still Morning Spice, but I know it's morning somewhere, but it's not morning where I'm at. But it's probably eventually going to be early morning when I get my rhythm, probably about 4 a.m. when I start getting that rhythm right. I think I'll do an hour or so of Morning Spice, then head to the gym. Then go to work, and then I can get a consistent schedule going. But thanks. It is a Rumble show now, but on the non-Rumble side, we are going to have some fun. This homie, Eric July had been teasing for quite some time that he was going to do something big for the launch. I thought it was going to be like a figurine, a statue, or something like that. That's what I always had in my head, like, oh, okay, he's going to do a figure, which would have been great. I mean, which would have been dope. But I think what he launched for his First thing is even better if you don't know. He's the bro that made this comic book right here, ISOM. I'm a big fan, and let's just say I saw the day that ISOM 2 campaign came out. I saw it, and my son, I couldn't wait because my son's a big fan. My 6-year-old, 4-year-old is too, but he doesn't know as much about what's going on. He knows ISOM, but my 6-year-old was like, okay, what? There was an animated trailer. Shout out to Eric July. This dude's coming on the scene, man. He's a patient person, so I didn't expect this. I did not expect like an animated type anything like that for maybe a couple years. That's slow rolling it. Not Eric July. Here we go. Rippaverse. This is so cold. This is so cold. I'm going to break it down after I play it. I'm going to stop talking when it starts. Don't worry, but I'm going to break it down. It's good.
Time is a fascinating thing. We often like to think of it as something that just is. But too many people let the past determine who they are. When true greatness is determined by how one deals with the present. So if I'm helping you, I have one condition.
Yeah. No more quitting.
Time is a gift, ISOM. What are you gonna do with yours?
Okay, let's bring this back. You got to bring this back. This is probably I'm thinking I've watched it probably 10 times, no joke. Let's bring it back. First of all, when I thought it was going to be like the stills. I think he kind of did that last time where he had the stills and you kind of move them a little bit and then you got a trailer for a comic book because nobody's expecting an animated trailer from this bruh and this comic book, for a comic book. He didn't say he was going to do a series. And now I see why he had that smile on his face every time he was like, I got something special for y'all. I think you're going to like it. And I knew I was like, it's just a statue, right? Which would have been great. And he might still do that when he gets these goals. But to me, the last animated show I probably watched on a regular basis might have been that Star Wars animated series. I didn't see the whole thing, but it was really good, the first parts of it. But the last one I really remember getting into was Justice League, the animated series. And such great short storytelling, great animation. I love this right here. I like because maybe I just don't know a lot of these other cartoons out here from the ones I grew up with. And I know I'm dating myself, even with Justice League. I have not seen that style before. This style is, and I'm sure it's been done because I'm not any animation geek or anything like that. But for me, I hadn't seen it. So you can imagine for me seeing it like, wait a second, while I'm going through it, like, is this animated? Because I didn't expect it to be animated. So I'm like, okay. Then I'm slowly watching it. I'm like,
We often like to think of it as something that just
and then I'm like, no, it's not really. And then I'm like, wait a second. That is a mixture between anime and American style. Even the kind of the artwork kind of looks like that too a little bit. Because I mean that could look like a Japanese character right there, and the message with it too. And then touching on ISOM 1, like the iconic scene when Yaira throws him on the taxi. That's one of my kids' favorite part of the comic book, believe it or not. When the hero gets wrecked by Yaira, he gets thrown out of the bar and then right into Yaira. Then Yaira makes short work of him, puts him on the taxi. Oh, man. But listen to the message on this, too. Let me bring it back. He's talking about time. And the true test of a man is what he does in the present. Ooh. Do a little Aesop fables.
Time is a fascinating thing.
Time is a fascinating thing.
We often like to think of it as something that just is. too many people let the past determine who they are.
When you talk about letting the past determine who they are, it's showing you that heroes are fallible. Like I said, my son's two of their favorite parts are when he ISOM the hero. They got one of them has an ISOM poster, the other one has the IRA. When when ISOM gets wrecked, I was like wow. And I think the kids notice that because you'll see that in other stories too, but you don't always see that. Not in the way that he told it. And I likened it to Batman a little bit. I really think I think ISOM is a mixture for me between Bruce Wayne and Luke Cage in a way. And it's very, very interesting, this message here about time and being in the present. Exactly how they laid that out, I don't think it needs to be any different. I don't know how he's going to do the future, because this is Rippaverse Studios now here, as you can see. You didn't think that was going to did you think that was going to happen so quick? Rippaverse Studios already. I don't think he had that before this. I haven't been in his live, but I've seen, kind of the buzz around this. So I think this disjointed style, I don't think it needs to be. I think it needs to be just like this. That's how anime's done. And this is a little bit smoother than anime, but this is nice. It's clean. Look at this animation, and the voiceover is even clean. Damn, this is not easy stuff. I mean, this reminds me of it kind of reminds me of an updated Justice League or Batman type of animation mixed with anime.
When true greatness is determined by how one deals with the present.
Oh, that was from ISOM 1. That's Alpha Core. So we don't really know how Alpha Core mixes in with everything here yet. So that's the new character. What's her Blood? I don't even know the name. That everybody's intrigued by this new character, and I wonder, is that his sister? That's not his sister, is it? I don't know who the new character is, but very interesting. I got the T-shirt.
So if I'm helping you, I have one condition.
Yeah. No more quitting.
Time is a gift, ISOM. What are you gonna do with yours?
Okay, let's go. the homie Eric July, man, special stuff. Broken Tradition says, my boy is doing an animated series and it's not cheap. Yeah, you might look into kind of how to do some of this stuff, and I've actually paid people to do a voiceover before for the channel. It's not cheap. I haven't used it in a long time. That was back when it was stuck in the middle. It was just a little clip, but now with AI, I wouldn't need to do that. But for what he's doing, you can't just go through AI. But Broker Edition says, my boy's doing an animated series, and it is not cheap. This is great to see another brother live out his vision. That's another thing about it, too. It's very often, my kids want to know about, ISOM, the story. But it's very easy to transition into Eric July, the entrepreneur. It's almost all the time we got to talk about, well, okay, you're doing your own comic book. Okay. We had a conversation the other day with my son. He was like, okay, I'm doing the comic book. Eric July, he pays people to do the art. I mean, you can't be great at everything. And my son was like, oh yeah, I'm going to pay people to do the art. I'm like, well, how are you going to pay people to do the art if you have no money? Then I had to go through Eric July's done a YouTube channel. He's worked for different companies and stuff like that, saved his money, invested in it, paid people out, made money off the books. That's how you kind of do it. So I even brought up the YouTube channel. I was like, I wish, son, that I could have someone do video editing for me, do little shorts and clips and all that. So, because that's time consuming stuff. And I told my son, hey, if you make $0, how much money do you have to pay somebody for editing? Then he was like, damn, I don't have any money to do that. But you can go ahead, and if that's your goal, you can go ahead and get it. Good stuff with Eric July. I'm going to go over. This is a Rumble show now. Rumble. We're going to go through just some highlights or lowlights of the Trump arraignment just because I'm catching up. I didn't get to see all of it. I clipped some of this stuff from Twitter. I did see all this. Then Tucker's announcement. Then we'll see what happens if I have more time after that. But I'm going to pull up. Let me see what clips I have from the Trump arraignment. So I have about 10 clips. I got Pompeo. Pompeo is, Pompeo always showing you who he is. I got people, someone getting arrested. Looks like a provocateur or a leftist because it's mostly Trump supporters out there in Florida, even in Miami. Let me show you this video of Trump with, rolling through, and there's crowds everywhere. And then I will carry it over to Rumble. We just dropped the YouTube. Let me get that going. So he's in the streets. They got Trump going to court like every other month now. Cop cars, motorcycles. It's a three-ring circus. It's just a complete circus. So you see what they're doing to Trump. Look at the crowds. Man. I wish people had energy to kind of come up with a sophisticated, look at the drone. Is that a drone or a balloon? I wish people had energy to come up with a sophisticated plan to consolidate people. Imagine if you had a state in the United States of like-minded people. Maybe the bunch of people like this are here. If Florida could be that state, Arizona could be that state. It could be another state. We know it's not Texas. Texas. Did y'all see what Greg Abbott did before I go over to Rumble? I might as well do this one here. Did y'all see what Greg Abbott did? Oh my goodness. Let me get a quick rant in on this bro right here. I was never a fan of Greg Abbott. Let's just be clear. Never a fan of this dude, but it doesn't matter. Even if I was, I changed my mind. I voted for Obama twice. So obviously I was a fan at one point. Let's take a look at, so I did a segment where I was like, hey, if these governors were serious, they would all get together. You would have people like Ron DeSantis, and Ron DeSantis would go talk to Greg Abbott and say, Greg Abbott, they're hemming up Donald Trump. We know these charges are ridiculous. They're trying to do criminal charges on a library infraction. This is stuff that's obviously taken our country to a dark place. Greg, what's going on? Let me know. What are you thinking? I'm thinking secession. I'm thinking, and I'm being dead serious. This is not a joke. I'm thinking peacefully, of course. I'm thinking like we're not in the right country. I'm thinking of dropping out the race. Like I'm pretending I'm Ron DeSantis. Like, why am I in this race when who wants to be the president of who wants to be a president of a country that doesn't care or actually supports Joe Biden bringing a bunch of rainbows out on the White House lawn with topless freaks all over the place? Who wants to be? And it would be fine if the country was like, get up out of office and impeach them in a day. But no, people are actually praising it. So you know what, Greg, I don't think I want to run anymore. Let's get together, consolidate power, and maybe we can be a safe haven for Grandpappy. Governor Abbott, what do you want to do? What's on your mind right now?
The Crown Act stands for Create a Respectful and Open World for Natural Hair.
What did you say, my nigga?
Some Texans...
No, Greg, I don't think you heard me. Like, this is 1776 or really 1860. This is antebellum. Like, and I want peace, but we are in a bad place, and I want states to come together. And what you said something about the Crown Act? What are you talking about? Is that like a plan for getting more states together? And we don't even need to go through a constitutional amendment. We just need to say we out. The biggest beef is going to be the national debt. Like how much of it are you going to have to pay if you're going to get this divorce? What's the Crown Act? What are you talking about, Greg?
Stands for Create a Respectful and Open World for Natural Hair.
What?
Some
Greg, did you hear what I said? I'm talking about serious stuff here. The Crown Act. Isn't that what Katie Hobbs signed?
Texans, especially people of color,
Oh.
have faced discrimination based upon hairstyle or hair
Oh.
texture. This law ends that discrimination.
So President Trump is getting hemmed up. They got this dude at the courthouse every other month. Damn near feel like every other week he's getting hemmed up in court and obviously interfering with the next election. And you're talking about nappy hair. Greg, what's happening right now? My hair is nappy and I'm proud of it. Okay, let's move on. Let's talk about something serious. You're passing legislation because people have nappy ass hair. That's the take. That's the position. Our hair, look at this. He's surrounded by people with nappy ass hair just like me. And I don't know what's the problem. I love it. It's beautiful. Okay, let's keep moving on. What is the legislation for? There are an infinite amount of things that you can discriminate against somebody for. You can say they don't smell good. I don't like people with glasses. The FBI, don't they? Don't you have to have 20/20 to be a part of the CIA or FBI? They discriminate because of your eyesight. To run for president, you have to be a certain age. Was it 37 or something like that? There should be an age cap on it as well. You know what? To ride a certain roller coaster, sometimes you have to be a certain height. There's discrimination all over the place. And you know what? Sometimes you might go apply for a job and somebody just didn't like how you walked. And they won't tell you, but they're going to discriminate from it. And what about your weight and your height and your skin color and this and then there's that and then how do your nails look and what did you wear to the interview with? If you come to me with an interview and you have an office position and you're wearing sweatpants, I'm discriminating against you because you're a dumbass. So if you're at a restaurant and your job is to cook and I say you got dreads, you got to keep them under the hat because all that shit off the dreads falls into the macaroni and cheese. Get out of here if you can't do that. We got more important things to do, Greg. There are no red states. Let's take that. This is getting too spicy, man. I'm about to get out of here. That's why I have the YouTube channel. Greg Abbott want to talk about nappy hair. There ain't no hiding place. Where are you gonna hide from these? You can't live in Michigan, you can't live in California, and you can't live in Texas. What about the border? The border! What about the border, Mr. Abbott? Wheel your wheelchair ass off to the border and do something.
I'm a hell of a problem. Nobody has the answer. Pool be spread it out like a body of cancer. My stanza, get it going like a car. Usher in a new era like this, y'all.